Well, good evening and welcome to this Tuesday night edition of the Leadership Edge. I'm your host, Dr. P. Ronald Wilder. The Leadership Edge is all about what it says leadership. We're here to talk about leadership, share the things we've learned about leadership, to give you that edge you need in your leadership, to help your leadership portfolio grow and your repertoire to be strong. So we talk all things leadership. So thank you for tuning in on this Tuesday night, for taking your time out. Listen, I realize your time is valuable. Social media has given us so many choices of good stuff to listen to and not so good stuff to listen to. But I thank you for the fact that you choose this podcast, The Leadership Edge, to be one worthy of your time. And then trust me, I promise you I won't waste your time with the things we share. So we're going to talk leadership. You're watching us on BGTV Studios. Go ahead and hit the share button. Share this podcast. Tag a friend or two. Comment. Let us know where you're watching us from, so we can see that. And then comment during the podcast. If things bless you, comment. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and just hit the subscribe button. We want to. Our subscriber list is not at the numbers we wanted it to grow. We want it to grow and expand. So go ahead and subscribe to BGTV Studios YouTube channel. Also, we want you to consider praying about being a financial supporter of BGT Studios. That could be a one-time gift, or it can be a monthly gift. We would love to have some monthly partners who every month decide to be a partner and show into BGT Studios. The information is on the screen. The ways to give: you can give online at bgtvstudios.com. You can go there, or you can text whatever amount you're going to give to 84321. Either one of those ways will help you. And so, listen, we the podcasters get nothing from this. We're not. It's not a breakdown. It's not percentage goes to us or how much that we bring in. We get a percentage. That is not how this works. 100%. Listen, read my lips. Every dime, every single penny you send to those places that I just showed you, BGTV Studios, or text 84321, every dime you spend goes for the management and running of BGT Studios. We, the podcasters, get not one dime from it, okay? And so I want you to understand that. So we ask you to, matter of fact, we as podcasters support BGTV Studios. Now, if you want to be a blessing to a podcaster whose podcast bless you, then there are ways to do that. We all have websites and things of that nature. You can do that. And so support both if you want to do. That's fine. That really what you should do. Just support both. Okay, a podcast who bless you and BGTV Studios. Now listen, before I get and let me give you the rundown also of the shows here on BGTV Studios. The list is growing. Sundays at 7 p.m. is Let's Talk About It with Ryan Allen. Mondays at 6 p.m. there's Hope with Rick Vincent. Monday at 6:30, that's Healing Truth with Jerry Kelly. Really enjoy Jerry. Monday at 7 p.m. is Love Fashionably with Abby Smith. That's every first and third Mondays. Tuesday at 7 p.m. is The Leadership Edge with yours truly. Tuesday at 8 p.m., Beautiful Things with Ryan Allen. Wednesday at 7 p.m. is The Covenant Connection with Pastor Rodney Fagas. Thursday at 6:30 p.m. is The Spirit-Filled Life with Pastor Bo Johnson. And then Thursday at 7:30 p.m. is Birmingham Avenue with Brad Graydon and Leslie Drake. So that's your show guide for BDT Studios. Hey, all those that bless you, bless you. Look at them and support them. Now listen, one other thing before I get into my teaching. Beginning next Sunday, June 9th and Monday, June 10th, is Emergence Conference 2024. It'll be held at our church, Covenant Church International, 5407 Old Springville Road, Pinson, Alabama. You see this lineup there. You're looking at the flyer. I'm the conference host. We have Pastor Jonathan Thomas of Chattanooga, Tennessee. We have Bishop Larry Ragland on Sunday night, the 9th. We have Bishop Steve Davis on Monday night at 7 p.m. And we have day sessions on Monday from 9, amen, up to about 1 o'clock. So, hey, come and support Emergence 2024. You'll be blessed in that conference. It's only 2 days, Sunday and Monday. All right. Well, let's get ready to talk leadership. You know, I often talk about my leadership journey, and one of the things that I say about my journey and that I've come to conclude in my life journey is that I'm a lifelong learner. I'm looking to learn. I don't, as much as I know, there's so much that I don't know. So I want to learn and get as much as I can. I never get to the point where I stop learning. Because the moment you stop learning, you start plateauing and you start heading downward. Okay? I remember years ago as a young pal, I was young in ministry, and I met another guy who was a little older, and I respected him. He had built a great church and all this here. And he said some words to me that I will never forget to this day. He said to me, he held the Bible in his hand. He said, I don't know what I'm going to preach. I have nothing else to preach. I have preached the whole Bible. And I'm sitting there thinking, how have you preached the whole Bible? How can you say that? I mean, when the Bible say that God's riches are unsearchable, how can you have preached everything in there? But he basically said there's nothing else for him. That guy, I watched his ministry from that point on. He started plateauing, declining, and in a few short years, I mean less than 10, he was no longer even in ministry. No longer even in ministry. Isn't that interesting? Because he stopped learning. Don't ever stop learning. Be a lifelong learner. So in my quest to learn, I'm always talking to leaders, and I'm always trying to find out things. And so one of the things I want to know is, what are some lessons you learned now that you wish you had known earlier? And that's what I want to talk about tonight. Lessons leaders learned, wish they had learned earlier. Lessons leaders wished they had learned earlier. Okay? So let's talk about some of the things that we as leaders wish we had learned a little earlier. I'm going to give you 6 of them. I think I got 6 on my list here. Yes. One of the things leaders wish they had learned earlier was that the people are there, leaders are there to help people grow. Our job is to help the people grow. Too many times we think, especially early on, that the people are there for us, that they're there to help us accomplish our vision. They're there to help us achieve what we want to achieve. It doesn't matter about them long as I grow, long as I achieve what I want to achieve. They are there for me and not me there for them. And so we spend all of our time building our platform, our brand, and whatever we're building. And many times we do it at the expense of the people. And we never put back into them. And after a while, we wear them out. And they give out. And we end up losing good people because we didn't help them grow. We view them as, I measure my work by them. But the truth of the matter is, when you come to a certain point, leaders have realized it's my job to help them grow. Because if I help them grow, they're going to be more beneficial to me. If I help them win in life, they can help me better. So it's like giving. It's like you have to plant seed to reap a harvest. Okay? See, if you don't think the people that help you, you'll never pour into them. You never plant. What you want to do is reap, but you bypass the planting process or the sowing process. But what we have to do is we have to pour into people, put into them, sometimes not even seeing results from putting into them, and keep on putting in them. And I trust you. I look at people in my church today. There's some people I remember when I first started the church, there were people that came to our church that didn't know how to write a check. Now, forget, they didn't have no money to write a check. That's number one. But the point is, they didn't even know how to write, didn't know how to get a bank account. And so for years, I had to pour into them and pour into them. Help them from the lowly depths of the totem pole to come up in life. Pouring and pouring. And guess what? Years go by and you don't see a whole lot of fruit and results. And if you're not careful, you'll start thinking that I'm wasting my time. But investing in people who are using what you're saying is never a waste of time. You waste time, you invest in rebellious people who won't hear you and allow you to coach them. Today, some of those very people that I have invested in have now become full circle. Okay? And they're helping me achieve my goals and my dreams. they're handling things for me when I'm no longer around at the church. I just came through a process. I preached the other Sunday at my church. That was the first time in a month I preached. I would have never in my earlier years gone a whole month where I didn't preach. And it wasn't I didn't preach. I wasn't even at church for the month. I was off doing other things and ministering different things, okay, for a whole month. Yet the offerings didn't decline. The church didn't fall apart. Why? Because many of those people that I've invested in, that I helped grow, can now take care of me when I need them to take care of me when I'm not there. So you have to understand it's your job to help them grow, to make them better after being with you than they were before they got to you. So that's number one. You got to leaders wish I wish I'd known that because I spent more time using people to help me rather than investing in people. I have spent my life investing in people. Sometimes people told me you're investing too much. Maybe, but that's just how I roll. I invest in them. I help them grow. And I get satisfaction out of seeing them win in the areas that they had struggled in and lost for so many years. So number one of the lessons leaders wish they had learned was that you're there to help the people grow. Okay? If you help them grow, trust me, they'll help your vision grow. So you grow the people, and God will grow everything else. Okay? Second point, things that leaders wish they had learned. That leadership is really not about the leader. No, it's not about you. It's about them you lead. See, it's about them who you lead. See, so again, many times we thought it's all about us. It's about me. When I judge leaders, I don't judge leaders by what they know, what gifting they got. All I got to do is look at the people around them. How do I look at their leaders? You know, the greatness of a father is his sons. Look at his sons. What have they accomplished? Look at the people he's raised up. What are they doing? Leadership is not about the leader. Now, it may seem counterintuitive to say that. How can you say it's not about me? Because, you know, if I'm only focusing on me and my development, I'm not going to be very successful because the people around me are not being developed. But if I develop them and put more into them and understand it's not about me but about them, then what I'm trying to build, once I develop them, they'll automatically make happen. You know, the more you develop them around you, the more you help them recognize and grow into their potential, the more success you'll have as a leader. Leadership is not about the leader. It's about the people and those around you. It's about the team you put around you. Okay? You give them your time. You give them your energy. You give them your wisdom. You give them your heart. And in turn, they'll give you their service. They'll give you their resources. They'll help you to accomplish. You know, you help them in their life when they're having struggles. You go to their kids' ball games or recitals or graduations because at the end of the day, they know you care. Leadership is not about you. It's about those who you lead. So see, first 1 and 2 kind of go together. The lesson I wish I had learned was that leaders help people grow, and the leadership is not about the leader. It's about those he leads. Now, the third point, and this is one many leaders still have not learned. I learned this one years back, and it helped me. Didn't always think like this, but once I learned, it helped me. Another lesson leaders wish they had learned earlier was that the leader isn't necessarily the smartest one in the room. I know so many leaders, and even I thought this at one time, that I had to be the smartest person in the room. I had to know more than everyone at the table. Many leaders still function like And if you're the smartest one in the room, then nobody can tell you anything. Nobody can help you. Nobody can advise you. Nobody can check you. And in a respectful way, nobody can challenge you when you think you're the smartest in the room. And so as a result, what many leaders do, because they have this desire to be the smartest in the room, they surround themselves, not with smart people, but with yes people and subordinates who are less smarter than them, so they can look smart and feel smart. And all the other people just says, yes, boss, yes, sir, yes, yes, you the man, yes, man of God, yes, man of God, yes, man of God, yes, man of God, and that's it. But true leadership is understanding I don't have to be smart. I don't have to be number one, and I'm not the smartest in the room. I learned that lesson, so now I function from the premise that I'm not always the smartest in the room. Now, the one reason why some of these have to be smartest in the room, because they have these insecurities. They are threatened by people that are smart, that think sharp, that sharp thinkers. I'm not threatened by. I want smart people on my team. I want people who are sharper than me, who are smarter than me, on my team in that room. Because they can help me when I get off course. You see, here's how it works. Here's why I need people smarter than me. Because my responsibility as leader is to get vision. Now, what I don't need the people to do is help me get vision. God never gives vision by committee. He gives vision to one person. So I don't need you to help me get vision. Vision is what we're going to do. I don't need you to help me with that. I know what to do. I can get that from God. Okay? So what we're going to do, I don't need help on. How we going to do it is where I need your help. That's strategy. I may not have the smartest mind when it comes to strategy. And that's what leaders get messed up at. They think they got the vision plus the strategy. No, that's why you have advisors around you, because they know how to strategize. So I'll say to my team, hey, fellas, hey, ladies, here's what I want to do. Y'all figure out the best way to do it. Y'all are smart minds. Y'all are managers. Y'all are CEOs. Y'all are leaders. Y'all are high-level managers and all this other stuff. Get it. Y'all are educated. Y'all are master's degrees. Y'all got doctor's degree. Y'all get it together, and y'all show me the best way to make this happen. Ain't got to be smartest in the room. I can be most influential because of my leadership, place of leadership. I don't have to be smartest. And I'm not intimidated because somebody's smarter than me. Hey, ask John. He's smarter. I got people around me. I use their smarts. So I'm not intimidated. I love smart people around me. I love the people that got around me. Some are smart. That's their job. Strategize. Give me strategy. So I don't have to be the smartest person. Because sometimes they know better. No, Pastor, that's not the best course of action. This is the best course. We did it this way at this. That's what they're there for. Use them. Stop being so sensitive. Stop being so insecure. You don't have to be the smartest. Authority still goes through you. Okay? Remember one time I was preaching at my church. A preacher, and this guy said one of my ministers said he's a Dr. Wilder. You always pumping everybody. I mean, you don't get intimidated when you see great preachers come through here and preach at I said, no, I'm not intimidated by them. Why? Because I don't care how great they are. When they finish preaching, guess what? They got to hand the mic back to me. I get the last word in Covenant Church International, so I ain't got to be intimidated. So that's why you ain't got to be intimidated. If you the pastor, the leader, you don't have to be insecure that somebody's smarter. Because at the end of the day, it's your vision. You're not necessarily smartest in the room. The next thing that leaders, which they learned earlier, was that leadership, becoming a great leader, is a marathon, not a sprint. So you don't just run to great leadership. It's over time. That's why you ain't got to try to do it all at one time, because it's a marathon. Some guys take off running fast, and they realize it's a marathon, and they tire out because they ran too fast. A marathon runner knows how to pace himself to keep on going. Okay? We're in this for the long haul, people. We're in this for the long haul. So you don't have to rush. You don't have to be at rocket pace. Jet fuel pace. Take your time and get where you're going. Becoming a great leader. You know, my mom used to say something like this here. You know, haste makes waste, and an overnight wonder is an overnight blunder. So don't go overnight. Just take your time and get where you're going and move at the pace that God gives you. It's a marathon, not a sprint. We talked about this one a couple of weeks ago, me and my wife. Another thing that I started not to put on here, but since that's one of the things that I found out, leaders wish they had learned the difference between leadership and management. Because most of them don't know it. They think leadership and management is the same thing. No. Leadership is an art. Management is a science. Leadership is about people. Management is about things. People are unstable. Things are stable. So you can see a difference right there. Leadership is about people. Management is about things. People are unstable. Management is things are stable. Things are going to stay stable. People, they're going to do from day to day. Huh? You rely on behaviors and values to lead. You rely on skills and knowledge to manage. That's the difference. Leadership is about being the leader. Management is about doing management things. And the more you understand that, the greater clarity you'll have in your life. Learning the difference between leading and management. We talked a good time about that. These are just some of the lessons leaders wish they'd learned. Another lesson leaders wish they'd learned earlier was to be transparent. One of the things we learned early on as leaders is to put up walls and shields. Want to block ourselves. We don't want people to see into us. We want them to think that we got it all together at all times. We want them to think that every decision we made was the right decision. Even when it comes out wrong, we go start making excuses and try to create scenarios as to why it went wrong and it wasn't our fault. That's what happens. But the best leaders are transparent leaders. And leaders that have been in it for a while say, man, I wish I'd learned to be transparent early on. People respect you when you're transparent, when you're real. In other words, here's what the best leaders do. They admit, I made a mistake. That was the wrong decision. I was wrong. I did. I had to admit to someone a decision I made in my church recently. And in making that decision, I made the decision, but I didn't communicate that decision in the way it should have been communicated. And I had to go back and say, hey, I made a mistake. I didn't handle this right. People respect you. They don't look down on you. When you are honest and open, say, hey, that was my mistake. That's on me. Umpiring. I just finished umpiring a couple of weeks ago at the AHSAA state tournament. Had a great time. I umpire high school softball. I make mistakes, make bad calls sometimes. Coach come out there and say, hey, Blue, I thought she was, as a Blue, as a coach, I think I might have made a mistake there, but there's nothing we can do about it now. I made the call. It's done. I can guarantee you one thing, though. I won't miss the next call. Sometimes you make a mistake. We're human. Admit it. Ask for forgiveness. And then make the situation right. Admitting that you made a mistake is not a sign of failure or weakness, but rather strength, because it takes a person who is secure enough to say, hey, I made a mistake. I was wrong. That wasn't the best decision. I thought that was God speaking to me. Obviously, it wasn't him speaking to me. Okay? Yeah. Sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes we hear what we think is something. It's not. When people try to look perfect, that's not even authentic. You can see straight through that. You can see straight through the fakeness of that. And so what happens is they try to look perfect, and it creates an unhealthy perfectionism. because it's not real. It's not authentic. It is fake. It's like some of the Louis Vuittons on the street. They fake. They're not real. They're not authentic. But when you're transparent, you build stronger relationship with people. And also, guess what? If you can admit your mistakes, guess what? They'll be quick to admit theirs. Lessons leaders wish they had learned earlier. Again, 6 of them. That leaders are there to help people grow. I'm there to help you grow. That leadership is not about me. It's about the people. As a leader, I'm not necessarily the smartest in the room, and I don't have to be. Becoming a great leader is a marathon, not a sprint. And there's a big difference between management and leadership. And finally, the best leaders are always transparent. My time is up. Hope you were blessed by this edition of the Leadership Edge. Now listen, I want to remind you again to support BGTV Studios. Popping on the screen the ways to give online at bgtvstudios.com, as well as text amount to give to 84321. I'm sure Brad and the staff here at BGTV Studios will appreciate it. Again, I want to remind you that this Sunday morning, 10 a.m., June 9th, begins Emergence 2024. It'll be this Sunday morning at June 9th at 9 a.m., and then 10 a.m., and then Sunday night at 7 p.m., and then the next day, Monday, June 10th at 9 a.m. for morning sessions, and 7 p.m. for evening sessions. Again, our speakers are E. Jonathan Thomas of Chattanooga, Bishop Larry Ragland, Solid Rock Church in Pinson, Apostle Stephen A. Davis, amen, of Refresh Family Church that is in Birmingham, as well as Pastor Derek Morissette, the pastor of Mind of Christ International in Alabaster. So we're going to have a great time. Lucretia Weathers, leadership strategist, going to be with us to share some things. And so we're going to have a great, great time. So join us next Sunday and Monday. Covenant Church International, 5470 Old Springville Road, Pinson, Alabama. Again, that's the information. All right. Listen, don't forget to stop by the website, www.pronaldwilder.com. Amen. You can go to our shop page and find some of our leadership materials. Again, as I told you, the bundle package is the best one with over 30 teachings of my leadership lessons on that one. And don't forget, you can find the book, The ABCs of Leadership, on my website also. So go ahead and stop there and grab that book. It is designed for your personal development. God bless you. Don't forget to support the rest of the podcast on BGTV Studios. The Lord bless you, the Lord keep you, and the Lord cause his face to shine upon you. Listen, I'm out for the night. I'll see you on next Tuesday. We will talk about leadership a little bit more. Again, don't forget to comment. Let us know if you're liking these leadership edges, if they're blessing you, if they're helping you. Amen. If that's different content you want us to talk about, let us know, and I'll develop something to talk about what you want to hear about. God bless you. Have a good one. P. Ronald Wilder reminding you that leadership matters and leaders lead.